Bonus video for new subscribers. Throwing an apple at somebody was considered flirting in ancient Greece. In ancient Greece, the apple was considered sacred to Aphrodite, the goddess of love. So, to throw an apple at someone was to symbolically declare one's love. Chinese women used to bind their feet to prevent further growth. The painful custom became popular as a means to display social status, and was also a symbol of beauty in Chinese culture. Soon after building started in 1173, the foundation of the Pisa Tower settled unevenly. Construction was stopped, and was continued only 100 years later. Therefore, the Leaning Tower was never straight. In ancient Rome, families were dominated by men. In fact, fathers had the legal right to sell, disown, or even kill his family members. All the paint on the Eiffel Tower weighs the same as 10 elephants. It gets repainted every 7 years without closing to the public. The Great Pyramid of Giza actually has 8 sides rather than 4 sides. English is not native to the British Isles. It was brought to Britain in the mid-5th to 7th centuries by German, Danish, and Dutch settlers. During the Great Depression, people often made clothes out of flour sacks. Distributors would make their sacks more colorful to help people remain at least somewhat fashionable. Until the early 20th century in Mongolia, criminals could be locked up in a wooden box as punishment, sometimes left to die of starvation. Before there were alarm clocks, there were knockers-up, who were hired to shoot dried peas from a blowgun at people's windows in order to wake them up in the morning. Researchers believe that the Guanajuato mummies' terrible expressions are the result of the victims being buried alive. I Will Always Love You was originally written and recorded in 1973 by Dolly Parton. It was written as a farewell to her mentor of 7 years. It takes Uranus 84 years to orbit the sun once. In 1866, the United States purchased Alaska from Russia for $7.2 million by writing a check. Mob boss Vincent Gigante used to wander around New York in his bathrobe to convince the police he was insane and avoid capture. Coca-Cola once owned all website URLs that can be read as all the way up to 62Hs. In Korea, there's a breed of dog called a sapsali, which was originally thought to banish ghosts and evil spirits. Madagascar got its name when Marco Polo misspelled it. The name stuck, and the island was christened to the name in 1500. Before finally being accepted, J.K. Rowling's original Harry Potter pitch was rejected by 12 publishers. The longest unbroken alliance in world history is between England and Portugal. It has lasted since 1386 and still stands today. One of the smartest bird species is the magpie. They can even recognize themselves in mirrors. Zebras have only one toe on each foot. Orlando Bloom has swinophobia, which is a fear of pigs. A French general gave John Quincy Adams a pet alligator. Adams kept it in one of the White House bathtubs and enjoyed showing it off. During the 1908 Olympics in London, the Russians showed up 12 days late due to the fact that they were using the Julian calendar instead of the Gregorian calendar. When dogs are first born, they are completely blind and cannot hear anything. The first sense that they develop is the sense of touch. High heels are nothing new to the world. In the 18th century, they were fashionable even for children. 8 of the 10 largest statues in the world are of Buddhas. Feeding curry to a sheep reduces the amount of methane in its farts by up to 40%. In order to keep Nazis away, a Polish doctor faked a typhus outbreak. This strategy saved 8,000 people. Thank you all for your unwavering support and encouragement, which have been a constant source of inspiration and motivation throughout this incredible journey. If this video gets 10 likes, I'll make part 2. Also, please subscribe for my motivation.